Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Desert Hot Springs special meeting of the Planning Commission, Monday, October 10th, 2022, 6 p.m. I'm going to call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cook?
Present.
Commissioner Grant?
Present.
Commissioner Wagstaff?
Present.
Vice Chair Nindell?
Present.
And Chairman Duffel.
Present. I've gone ahead and asked Vice Chair Nindell if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. Thank you, Vice Chair Nindell. May I ask for an approval of the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
A second.
Would the mover please select it on his screen, please? We have a second by Commissioner Wagstaff. All in favor, go ahead and please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Item number 1, Planning Commission regular meeting minutes, September 13th, 2022. May I have a motion on this item, please?
I move to accept.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Cook. Can you please make your selection on the screen, please? Do we have a second to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. And go ahead and vote now on your screen.
Sorry, hit the wrong one.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. This time we'll go ahead and open the public comments. And pursuant to the Brown Act, any person may comment on matters of general interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Planning Commission not listed on the agenda. Under the Brown Act, the Planning Commission should not take any action on or discuss the matters raised during public comment portion of the agenda that are not listed on the agenda. Comments are limited to the first 10 speakers at 3 minutes per speaker. Speakers may not yield their time to others without consent of the chair. All comments are to be directed to the Planning Commission and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Please complete and submit a speaker card. There are blue speaker cards in the back if you'd like to speak, and turn it into the city clerk. You would be asked to state your name and city of residence for the record. Do we have any public comments at this time?
No, we do not.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll go ahead and close the public comments, seeing there is none, and move on to the public hearing. Item number 2 is amended housing element for the 6th cycle. May I have a staff report, please?
Yes, good evening, Chairman and Planning Commissioners. So this is the housing element amendment. So what is a housing element? The housing element is a state mandated policy document within the City of Desert Hot Springs General Plan that provides direction from the implementation of various programs to meet existing and projected future housing needs for all income levels within the Desert Hot Springs community. The housing element provides policies, programs, and actions that accommodate growth, produce opportunity for the development of new housing units, preserve existing and future housing stock, and assist the existing population. So the discussion here is the amendment for the 6th cycle housing element. That a housing element is one of 7 mandated elements of the general plan, and it must be updated every 8 years unless otherwise extended by state legislation. The City of Desert Hot Springs housing element covers the planning period from October 15, 2021 to October 15, 2029. On November 2nd, 2021, the City Council adopted the housing element for the 6th cycle 2021 through 2029, and staff transmitted the adopted document to the Department of Housing and Community Development, HCD, for its review. Here's a timeline of the different events. So as I stated, November 2nd, City Council adopted the housing element. It was then sent. On February 16th, HCD provided a response letter to the City of Desert Hot Springs. Staff reviewed that. On March 23rd, met with HCD to review those comments in reference to the February 16th letter. July 19th, City of Desert Hot Springs made revisions to the housing element. It was posted, and on July 19th received a comment letter. The revised housing element was submitted to HCD for their review on July 28th. The City of Desert Hot Springs then met with HCD to discuss the additional comments that were submitted. The revised housing element was resubmitted to HCD on August 26th. On September 6th, the City of Desert Hot Springs received a conditional certification from HCD. An additional comment letter was received on September 13th, 2022. Today, October 10th, before you is this item. There was an additional comment letter that was received today, October 10th. The letter was sent to all planning commissioners prior to this public hearing. Recommendation is to adopt a resolution of the Planning Commission recommending that the City Council, one, find the city's previous determination that the project housing element for the sixth cycle is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act stands because the amendments will not change the reasons for the exemption which are outlined in the resolution. And two, adopt the amendments to the housing element for the sixth cycle 2021 through 2029. And three, direct staff to provide the amended housing element for the sixth cycle to the Department of Housing and Community Development, or HCD. I as well have our consultant that has been assisting us through this entire process here with Nicole Chris, if you guys have any questions. And that concludes my report, and I'm here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, we'll go ahead and entertain questions of staff from the Planning Commission. Commissioner Cook, would you like to go first?
No questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Cook. Commissioner Grant.
Yes, Chair, I will. I just have a few of them. So we're on time for this housing cycle, or we're good with that? We're done as far as HCD. That's what I'm asking, if I'm being clear.
So to answer your question, today before you is the item, and if approved, will then allow us to go to City Council, and then that'll give us direction to go ahead and submit the amended sixth cycle housing element.
Okay. Now with this letter in regards to the element, and I understand that we need to get approval, and I hope I can ask this question. I did have some of the same concerns during the housing element, but are we at liberty to address that at this time, or no?
I think depending on the questions, but nonetheless, if it is in reference to any comments that were made, we do have our consultant here, and I'm here as well to answer any questions.
Okay, good. So could I just ask a few questions? What are our numbers as far as low income for the RENA? Because I know that there were a certain set of numbers, but I don't think they were on this one this year, so I would like to have that.
If I may just get a couple of moments, I can go ahead and look into our draft housing element, and I can also speak. Actually, it looks like Nicole's already on top of it, so.
Okay, let's go ahead and, since this is before we open the public hearing, let's go ahead and find out if there's any other questions of staff at the moment. Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing at this time and take public testimony. Ms. Grant, we have someone here now that can answer your questions. If you could please state your name for the record.
My name is Nicole Christ. I'm with Terra Nova Planning and Research, and we help the city get this through HCD.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Ms. Grant.
So my question has a lot to do with our housing element, which I saw, and I saw certain things that I had a little bit of concern. So basically, just for now, so we can move forward with compliance, what exactly are the RENA numbers for low income, and what is it for, I think it was mild moderate? Like, there were numbers that our housing that we had specific numbers, like a percentage, so that's what I'm asking you.
On page 66 of your packet, ma'am, is the quantified objectives, and that shows the construction numbers. So the city has an allocation for this 8-year period for 40 extremely low, 160 low, 688 moderate, and 2,081 above mod.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to hear the numbers. That's all.
Okay. Are there any other questions at this time? Fantastic. You can go ahead and take a seat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Are there any other comments from the public on this item? Okay, no other public comments on this item. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and have Planning Commission discussion and move forward with this item. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Cook? Commissioner Grant?
No, not at this time, Chair. Thank you.
Vice Chair Nindell?
No, nothing.
Commissioner Wagstaff?
No questions, no comments.
Okay, very good. With no questions or comments, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve.
Okay. Is that an approval on staff's recommendation, Commissioner Cook, to?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read that out for the record. Please verify if this is correct, Commissioner Cook, that the motion is to adopt a resolution of the Planning Commission recommending that the City Council, 1, find the city's previous determination that the project, the housing element for the 6th cycle, is exempt from the California Environmental Equality Act stands because the amendments will not change the reason for the exemption, which are outlined in the resolution. 2, adopt the amendments to the housing element for the 6th cycle, 2021 through 2029. And 3, direct staff to provide the amended housing element for the 6th cycle to the Department of Housing and Community Development.
Correct.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. If you please make the selection on your screen, Commissioner Cook. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing no discussion, go ahead and vote on your screens.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. At this time, we will go ahead and have public comments again, giving an opportunity to those members of the public who have not addressed the Planning Commission on an item which is not on the agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Please state your name and city of residence for the record. Do we have any public comments?
No, we do not.
Okay, wonderful. At this time, we'll have Chair and Planning Commission member reports. Commissioner Cook, did you have anything you'd like to say?
None, thank you.
Commissioner Grant?
None at this time, other
Vice-
than thanking Ms. Williams from the last meeting when I was present for her, I guess, expedient or efficient move towards getting us to host something for cannabis. So that's it with the Cannabis Advisory Council.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Vice Chair Nindell?
No.
Commissioner Wagstaff?
No comments.
Okay. My comment this evening, I'm going to yield a few seconds of my time since it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to use the time that I would normally make for my comments to dedicate a moment of silence for all of those who have received a diagnosis of breast cancer and who have either won or lost that battle. Our hearts are with you and your families. So at this time, please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you, folks. With that, we'll move on to the Community Development Director report.
I do not have anything to report for you guys this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.